Okay, so every so often, it seems like a company comes along with a technology that brings power to the people and changes the industry forever. If we think about a company like Apple, right? Popularizing the guided user interface. Without it, many people would still feel like computers were made for businesses versus consumers. Also, obviously, the iPhone put a computer in everyone's pocket. If we think about a company like Blackmagic, what they did with a $3,000 cinema camera was put quality in it so good that it was used for B-roll shots in Marvel's Avengers. Now, just for some context, cinema cameras traditionally cost tens of thousands, if not $100,000. And now, in the world of audio, we have Kali. What's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Granny Geek Show. You can never quite get your mixes to sound quite as commercial, quite as high quality as what you're used to hearing on radio, TV, internet streaming, etc. And of course, there are tens of thousands of videos out there telling you what kind of DAWs, plugins, microphones, preamps, etc. that you need to use in order to get that commercial sound, right? Now, of course, it's no secret that your ears are the most important tool you have at your disposal when it comes to audio work of any kind. And ergo, what's talking to your ears, aka your speakers or headphones, would have to be the second most important thing. But somehow we completely miss the most important part of speakers when it comes to making our purchasing decisions. We get caught up in brand wars between what's better, Genelec or Yamaha or JBL or KRK or you name it. I'm gonna tell you a big secret. None of that matters. And look, I know I'm probably gonna catch heat for that down in the comments below, but seriously, when it comes to all the top and best manufacturers like the aforementioned, they're all fully capable of making high quality, accurate studio monitors. And look, I'm all for being a fan of a brand. I'm an Apple fanboy for crying out loud. But at a certain level, it does come down to what is speaking to your ears accurately so you're getting represented exactly what you want in your mixes. And that is really where we're getting to the bottom of the issue. You see, it comes down to speaker size. And look, I know I'm just hot takes all around, but I'm not talking speaker size in terms of volume being louder because of a bigger speaker, but it's really physics and acoustics more specifically. You see, at a certain level, everything resonates. Every instrument, even your own voice, has to resonate in a certain physical space. If you look at a guitar or a kick drum, if you have a driver that is smaller than the actual instrument that makes the sound, well, then the speaker starts having to do math and play tricks in order to mimic what the actual resonance and sound would be of something that's a kick drum, maybe this big, versus a speaker that's maybe this big, or even a 5-inch speaker. You're simply not getting all the frequencies accurately represented. And you may be saying, look, Chris, what are you talking about, right? I can play a simple wave through my speakers and I hear all the frequencies in the humanly audible range. But again, I'm not saying that the speakers can't play these frequencies. I'm saying how accurately are they representing those frequencies in the full auditory spectrum. Now, we just happen to be in an industry where, for the purposes of music, we love the deep bass and the crisp highs. And so, unfortunately, what that means is that in a lot of two-way speakers, that is the primary goal. They want to represent the lows nice and low, nice and bassy and deep, and really crisp highs. But as we know, with even common EQs in a DAW, you have your low, medium, and high frequencies. And this kind of gets thrown to the back burner with there being just crossover where the bass woofer of the speaker decides to stop playing certain notes, and where the tweeter, which is really for the high end, starts to pick up on those notes in the middle. So they have a crossover point. Now look, I've been in the multi-million-dollar studios and they've got all the bells and whistles, all the best gear to accurately represent the entire audio spectrum in terms of what humans can hear. But most folks don't have that, and so they're really relying on charts and presets in order to figure out how the sound should generally be shaped, because of course they're not getting that same experience in a home studio or a bedroom studio. But look, it's basically the difference between closing your eyes and listening to instructions on how to draw a fish or something versus actually having a set of eyes, a pair of tools, to know that what you're drawing is indeed a fish according to the instructions and your own knowledge. So it's a bummer, right? That sounds like a hopeless situation. Unless you have the money to get these amazing speakers, you're forced to not really know what you're making in terms of accuracy when it comes to your audio. Well, in comes Kali Audio. Now, full transparency, I do have to thank Kali Audio for sending over not only their LP-6, but their IN-8 studio monitors. Nate Baglios of Kali Audio said in an interview that their goal with this company was to simply create the best sounding studio monitor in class for as cheap as possible while maintaining that quality. And let me tell you, that's exactly what they've done. Now, these speakers are not super stylish. In fact, being brutally honest, on looks alone, I probably would never pick these speakers lined up with the Genelecs with their rounded corners, or, the Yamahas with the different two-tone black, white, and even some models with gray. It's not a looker. But look, what they do deliver on is the sound. It's full, it's rich, it's detailed, it's clear, it's accurate. Probably best in class when it comes to studio monitors that I've tested. Now look, they know that the 5-inch woofer is simply not where it's at. We talked about woofer size and just its ability to replicate the actual sound signature of different sources of audio. And while they do offer a model with a 5-inch woofer, it is a 3-way speaker, so it is different from all the other 2-way speakers that you've seen. Now, simply put, a 3-way speaker is one that has a dedicated subwoofer as well as a mid-range driver and a tweeter. Now, it may look like all the other 2-way speakers, but the tweeter is put inside the mid-range driver, and the mid-range driver is used as a waveguide for the tweeter. It's a genius design. It saves on space, and there is no loss in quality and clarity. Now, Kali understands the value of bigger drivers, not again for loudness, but for accurate representation of mid-range and lower frequencies. No, they'd rather you go with a 6.5-inch woofer and a 1-inch tweeter for the same price as the Yamaha HS5s. And I'm not just picking on Yamaha. A lot of speakers offer similar offerings, and Kali just takes it one step further for the same price. Now look, I have a dedicated speaker comparison between the Kali Audio LP-6 and the Yamaha HS5s, and that'll be linked here and down in the description below when it's made available. And I think what you're gonna find is that, yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, a sizable part of what these brands are charging for with these speakers is, well, just that, brand. That is why I think Kali Audio is truly going to change the game, and that's why I'd also have to recommend the LP-6s or the IN-8. It's an incredible bang for your buck. I think they put the entire industry on notice, showing what is possible at different price points. I mean, their IN-8s are coming in right around $800-900, and it's a 3-way 8-inch woofer monitor that sounds incredible. You're not gonna get anything at that range like this. So I have to once again shout them out. Thank you to Kali Audio for sending these over. Let me know if you have a pair of these, what you've thought of them. I've been testing them out in studio for quite a bit now, and the results are so consistent. You can even see them in the background. I've got the Yamahas, I've got well, these are the IN-8s right now, and obviously they're not meant to be compared, but the LP-6s that I've had up there, I've been testing them on and off for weeks now, and this has been the result. So hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and of course click the bell so you don't miss, as I've got more audio speaker comparisons and tests coming out very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching this. We cover all things iPad Pro, Apple Talk, and Pro Audio. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show.